Goblin Maidens presents Hot Goblin MILFs in your area. Jacob had been browsing the web for a few minutes, checking his favorite websites and scrolling through his social media, when he suddenly saw an ad. The ad said something about hot MILFs from the city that you can date. Jacob thought he had already seen all those ads, and that this one was just like the other scams he has seen. But the last line of the ad read, "Get to date MILF goblins from the city," which immediately caught his attention. When he went to the website, Jacob was surprised to see that it wasn't a scam at all. He saw real pictures of MILF goblins. Their green skin and short stack plump bodies made him feel an intense urge to click on register as soon as possible. The website asked him for his age, hobbies, likes, and dislikes. He completed the form with his real information and clicked on Submit. He was then redirected to a website that showed him the same profile he had just submitted, with the text searching for a match. Wait a few minutes. Jacob sat there and waited for what felt like an eternity. But it was less than 5 minutes when the screen changed and he was presented with a match. Her name was Madeline. She was 48 years old, 4 feet tall, and had 2 kids. Her profile said that she likes watching movies, hiking, and baking. But what caught Jacob's attention the most was her picture. Madeline looked like the typical goblin MILF. Her green skin and purple hair tied in a ponytail made Jacob feel something he couldn't explain. Madeline's figure was also something to behold. Her ample breasts and curvy hips made Jacob feel the urge to touch her body. He clicked on her profile and started to read about her. Madeline was divorced a few years ago and had been feeling lonely in her house with her kids. She had tried to meet people at clubs and bars, but she was never interested in the kind of guys who went there. That's when she decided to register on the website and find someone to talk to. She said that she was looking for a nice guy who doesn't care about age differences. After reading her profile, Jacob couldn't wait any longer, and he decided to chat with her. He said hello and introduced himself. Madeline replied to him with a simple hello, and they started to talk. They chatted for a few hours and talked about many things. Jacob learned that Madeline was self-employed and was very busy in the mornings. He also learned that she had a son of 10 and a daughter of 12, and they were the light of her life. After a while, Jacob asked Madeline if she would like to have coffee the next day at a cafeteria. She happily agreed and suggested they meet at 6 p.m. when she left work. Jacob said goodbye and closed his laptop. The next day was full of nervous excitement. Jacob thought about his date the whole day at work. He imagined how Madeline would look without clothes and wondered if they would go any further than just a date. When it was time to leave work, Jacob got in his car and drove to the cafeteria. He parked his car on the side of the street and walked towards the cafeteria. As he approached, he saw Madeline sitting by the window, waiting for him. Jacob was surprised at first as he didn't expect her to be there yet. She was also alone in the cafeteria, something that Jacob didn't expect either. Madeline noticed Jacob's presence and stood up. She gave him a big smile as he walked towards her. He was right at her side when Madeline greeted him with a hug. Jacob hugged her back and felt her soft breasts against his abdomen.
"You look even better than your picture,"
Jacob said, making Madeline blush.
"I don't know about that, but you look nice too,"
she answered, giving him a head-to-toe glance. They both sat at the table and Madeline ordered the coffee and a few sandwiches for them. As they waited for their order, they kept on talking and laughing like they had known each other for years. Their food arrived and they both started to eat, but suddenly the clerk waved goodbye to Madeline and exited the cafeteria, locking the door behind her. Jacob noticed then that the cafeteria was empty.
"Are they not open today?"
Jacob asked.
"Yes, I own this place.
Madeline answered, making Jacob feel surprised.
I told my employee to close early so I can have a more intimate evening with you."
Jacob's face turned red as he heard the last part of the sentence. He tried to remain calm, but he stuttered when he spoke next.
I hope that the evening turns out the way you want it.
Don't worry, I'm sure it will.
Madeline said with a smirk. Then Madeline moved close to him, and the scent of her perfume filled the air between them. Jacob's heart began to race and pumped blood below his waist.
Do you like me?
Asked Madeline, looking into his eyes.
Oh, yes,
He answered, feeling his mouth water in anticipation. Started kissing. Jacob pushed the table aside and took Madeline to his lap. He felt his cock grow inside his pants as he felt Madeline's breasts against his chest. He grabbed them and squeezed hard, making her moan. She pulled back and undressed herself with ease. Her green skin became visible to him. Jacob could see the shape of her breasts through her deep green dress. His lust for her only grew. Listen to the full uncensored version at Goblin Maidens Patreon. Link in the description below.